cold-blooded.
I have something to say, and it's about Father's Day. I have a daughter, and all I wanted for Father's Day was just to see her. 5 minutes. That's all I was asking. 5 minutes. Is it that hard to ask for 5 minutes? Anybody? And I saw her the other day, and I told her, I said, please bring my kid over, even if it's for 5 minutes. Okay? 5 minutes. That's all I asked. My very first Father's Day. And you robbed me for that. You took that from me. I would never get that back. I can never have a first Father's Day. That is not right and that is wrong. What you did was wrong, and you know that was wrong. I sat here the whole day waiting just so I can see my daughter. Even if it was just for 5 minutes, that would have made me so happy. Because I'm not a deadbeat father. That's wrong. I'm always a man that if you get a woman pregnant, you step up like a man, you do what you got to do to step up for that little child, because it's not the child's fault. The child didn't ask to be brought in this world. The child doesn't pick and choose the family. The child doesn't get to understand what this is, and it's not right. 5 minutes, you could have just drove by, stopped, honked. Hey, give a hug and kiss to your daughter. That's all I would have did. Gave her a hug and kiss, and if you wanted to go, I would have just said thank you, and I would have been the happiest man in the world. You robbed me from that. You took that from me. You know how much I'm hurting right now? I'm hurting more than the tattoos on my face. And none of these here hurt. None of these. None of these here hurt. None of that stuff. None of these hurt. On my chest, on my neck. None of these hurt me. This hurt. This hurt. You know, I'm a man enough to admit it. But what you did, it hurt in here bad. 5 minutes. That's all I was asking. That's all I wanted. I understand why you women do this. Not saying all women, like you all women. There's good men out there that want to be a part of their father's life. I mean, their kid's life, and the kid wants to be a part of their father. Why do you do that? Why do you take the kid away from their father? You know how many fathers, when I grew up, that weren't around? It doesn't matter if you're white, black. It doesn't matter what color you were. You know where I grew up? You know what color I grew up around? Poor. That's where I grew up. No one cared if you died. No one cared if you lived. No one cared if you had money. No one cared where you came from or how the struggle is. They didn't care if you had a father or not. But the fathers that were there, they deserve kudos. No matter if you're black, white, Chinese, it doesn't matter. And what you did was wrong. You robbed me from what I did. Well, I can't say from what I did, from what you did, I should say. And I'm sorry, I'm like, trying not to freak out. I'm trying not to shed tears here. You know, and I don't get it, man. I just don't get why women do this stuff to people. Like, that is so wrong. Why would you do that to me? 5 minutes is all I was asking. And I keep repeating because I'm not trying to get mad here. So I have to get it off my chest. So women out there, let your kids see your kids. I mean, let your kids see your father. Let the father see the kids, man. That is wrong. I don't know what to say. I don't ever talk like this. And then earlier, let me put this down because I keep getting these stupid notifications. I had to get a new phone because my last one broke. It just turned off. I mean, I was still getting notifications and stuff. But anyways, what I don't get is, why do you women do this? Why? Why do you take it out on the father? This day, well, past now, 1:40 in the morning. I woke up so early this morning. I didn't fall asleep till like sun came up because it was still Father's Day. You know, Father's Day started at midnight and it ends at midnight. 5 minutes. I saw you the other day and I said, please, I begged you. Tears were almost in my eyes, begging you to see my daughter. I thought you were different. I thought you were a good woman. And you did this to me. Could have just stopped by. Said, there she is. Give her a hug and kiss. Goodbye. Peace out. I'd have been the happiest man in the world because I would have had the first Father's Day of my whole life. That's wrong. And earlier today I heard, oh, stepfathers or stepdads. Boyfriends has been there for years for that kid. Oh, they don't deserve a Father's Day because they're not the father. They're not the ones that made the seed. They're not the ones that made those kids. Look, man, if the father was never there in the first place and a man steps up and takes responsibility for another man's kid and doesn't treat him like shit, actually respects him, loves the kid, and especially if they take him in on their own, okay? That guy deserves a Father's Day. That guy deserves a Dad's Day. A boyfriend out. There's a boyfriend for like 2-3 years, and that kid loves him. He loves that kid. He's there for that kid. Technically, yeah, he's not biology, well, by marriage, the dad, the stepdad, but he's been there for that little kid, and that kid looks up to that kid, no matter what age they are. Okay, that person deserves a Father's Day. Oh, it's called Father's Day, not Dad's Day. It doesn't matter. The dad, the father, the person that steps up to the plate for those kids, and if those kids want to celebrate and say, hey, thank you for being there, you know? And even though he doesn't have kids, she has kids and he's taking care of them. You can't rub that in his face and like, oh, it's not your kids. You don't have kids, so, they're only showing you love because, you're the boyfriend, you're the fiance, or you're the stepdad. They're not your blood, so they can't. Don't do that to them, man. That really hurts them too, especially them. They know one day maybe the kids are gonna be like, oh, you're not my father, you're not my dad, I don't have to listen to you. That shit hurts, man. It really does. And it's not right. It's just not right, man. And let's just say you have an ex or something like that, and that kid loved you and known you for a while. I think you should at least let that kid, not everybody's going to seem different or say something different. I think you should really let that kid say, hey, happy Father's Day. Thank you for being there. If they can't talk, whatever, they know that you were there. Just because they're kids, it does not mean that. Infants and stuff, I understand that. And what these women are doing, you are wrong. You are dead wrong. And that was not right. I got robbed today for yesterday technically, robbed from being a father from seeing my child. And that is wrong. Very wrong. And you know what I said to that person? I don't want to go to court. I don't want to take all custody away from the kid because the kid needs their mom more than anything. And even though they need both parents, I still believe the mother has a more of a relationship towards the kid, and I think the kid a little bit more relation to that, unless the mother wasn't there and the father's always been there. But I just think that the mother is the one that should have the most custody of the kid, and it's not right. All I wanted to do was see her 5 minutes, 30 seconds, just to give her one hug and kiss and tell her father loves her, daddy loves her. And then you could have went on your way and you could have been mad at me all you wanted. Just remember, you robbed me. Even if I say I see her next year for Father's Day, that's not my very first Father's Day. That'll be my second. This was my first. I'm never going to get that chance again. I'm a young old man. That's what I am. It's not right. It's not fair. And people out there, stop doing this. I don't know what to say. Anybody help me out there? Can anybody give me suggestions? Talk to me. White, black, brother, sister, Asian. It doesn't matter, man. I want the real men step up and say something now. Every state's a mother state. There's never a father state. There's no one ever there to help that person out. Even if you're a stepdad or stepkid, you do grow attached to them. I always say if you want the duck, you get the duckling. Am I right or wrong? That's how I always feel. And even stepkids, they like certain people. I even had someone tell me one time, oh, my daughter's never looked up to anybody like that. No one, she's never talked to me. She's never had fun or even wanted to be a part of someone like that. And then that kid gets mad when you're not around. Like, where you at? You ran around. You didn't make me pancakes. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. And it hurts because what are you supposed to tell me? Your mom doesn't want me no more. You know what I mean? Oh, or the new guy, he's not that good no more. I missed you. And blah, blah. You don't take that out on the kids like that. Stepkids, boyfriend, kid. If that kid loved that person and wanted to be a part of their life and thinking about them and gets mad when they're not around, you got to think about the kid. But as for infants, they don't know anything. Oh, she's not going to know anyways, or that kid's not going to know anything anyways. It's wrong. 5 minutes of your life out of 24 hours, 5 minutes or less, 30 seconds I would have been happy. Like I said, just enough to give him a kiss, give her a hug, maybe hold her for a second or two, or even just a kiss. You robbed me. Cold-blooded. You know why I got these skulls? Because that's the only one that looks over me.